I'm out today with the Nomad hiking tent. This is a one-man tent, perfect for hiking camps like what I'm doing today. We're gonna do a little bit of a review on it. I've had it for a while now. It's a budget end tent. Got a bit of weight to it, but when you consider the price of this thing, I mean, you really can't beat it. Let's get into setting up this tent. Got the pegs. That would be your tent poles, but I think my tent poles aren't in there. Don't worry, I didn't forget them. They'll be rolled up in my tent. I usually roll them up in my tent. Instructions, which no one really needs, especially for a tent this simple. Tent pole. Just your general tent pole. Doesn't feel very sturdy, but I haven't broken it. I think if you're using it every weekend, it probably wouldn't last. Now it's probably best to put the pegs in first, but I don't think it matters too much. It'll just roll over like that. So I'll go in and chuck in the pegs right now. Go far of the corner. It's got two corners out, it won't fall over. I mean, these are really low quality pegs, so if you're hammering them into hard ground, you'd probably struggle not to bend them. Righto, so now that we've got the main part of the tent set up, I chuck the rain cover on. So just a quick tip when setting it up, don't put the peg all the way in. That way when you get to this, nice and easy just to clip straight on. Now you'll need to put additional pegs in for these ones to bring it out. I mean, if you're going to have perfect conditions, you probably get away without doing that, but I'll chuck them in. Ground's pretty soft here, so not really much of a pain. There we have it, the Oztrail Nomad 1. Fully set up. Took me quite a bit longer because I was filming and talking, but it really doesn't take too long to set up. I would definitely say that having the single pole design makes it a lot easier to set up. I feel like as long as you face it like that into the wind, then you should be okay. I feel like if it was hitting straight onto the face of it, it probably wouldn't do too well. But having said that, I really haven't had this in too much wind. I generally don't go hiking, camping too often. So I've had this tent for a while. We've used it for kayak camping as well. It's just a very good little tiny tent. Most of the tents I buy are usually high end. This is one of the few tents that would be on the budget sides of things. Yeah, it's actually held up better than what I would have expected. So just a few little features. This is just a tent, but it's, end of the day, it does have some features. So little air vents right here. So there's a Velcro thing underneath and air can flow through nicely. Any kind of ventilation with a tent is always very good. The main reason for that is not just keeping a nice temperature inside, but also it stops the condensation forming in the morning, which is quite important. Once I have it set up, there's just enough room for me to sit up in it. My head's touching the mesh, but thankfully, because it's like got the double wall thing where the mesh is there and the rain fly sits on top, you still don't touch the rain material when you wake up in the morning, which is good, because as soon as you touch that rain material, anybody who's done it before will know that the water comes straight through, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, this is set up pretty well. Enough room for me to lie down in here, and there's also enough room for my bag to fit down the end. Well, there you have it, the Oztrail Nomad 1. pretty good tent. If you enjoyed this video, if it helped you out, please leave a like and consider subscribing if you want to see more content. I'm doing plenty of adventures every Friday. We do camping, fishing, four-wheel driving, hiking. It's really just an overall adventure channel, so if you want to be a part of that, I suggest hitting the subscribe button as we're well on our way to 1,000 subscribers.